Family Guy Season 5, The Complete Journey. Lightning doesn't strike twice, except when it does. Family Guy had already pulled off the impossible comeback, but Season 5 faced a new challenge, proving that resurrection wasn't just a fluke. Could a show maintain its edge after cheating death? Could it evolve without losing its soul? Welcome back. Today we're exploring Family Guy's Season 5, the crucial follow-up that had to answer one terrifying question: what happens after the honeymoon period of your miraculous return is over? These 18 episodes represent more than just continued success. They're proof that true creativity doesn't just survive cancellation, it thrives because of it. Season 5 wasn't playing it safe. From Stewie's surprising emotional growth to Brian and Stewie's military adventures, from political corruption to family secrets, this season pushed into uncharted territory. The writers knew they had a second chance that most shows never get, and they weren't going to waste it on comfortable retreads. This is the season that proved Family Guy wasn't just back, it was better than ever. Get ready for 18 episodes that transformed a comeback story into a creative renaissance.
Bam! All right, have a good winter.
Episode 1, Stewie Loves Lois. Season 5 opens with a shocking character development, as Stewie's feelings toward Lois completely reverse after she saves his beloved teddy bear Rupert. This episode brilliantly subverts audience expectations by transforming the show's most antagonistic relationship into genuine affection and dependency. Stewie's overwhelming gratitude manifests as smothering love that becomes as problematic as his previous homicidal tendencies. The animation team does exceptional work showing Stewie's emotional transformation through subtle changes in his expressions and body language around Lois. Meanwhile, Peter's lawsuit against Dr. Hartman for sexual harassment during a prostate exam provides a parallel storyline about inappropriate boundaries and misunderstood intentions. The episode explores how dramatic personality changes affect family dynamics, with each Griffin family member reacting differently to Stewie's newfound devotion. Lois initially enjoys the positive attention but quickly becomes overwhelmed by Stewie's constant need for validation and physical closeness. The subplot effectively satirizes both medical anxiety and frivolous lawsuits while maintaining sympathy for Peter's genuine discomfort. Brian's role as voice of reason becomes crucial as he helps Lois understand that Stewie's emotional development, while positive, needs healthy boundaries. The episode's resolution doesn't completely reset Stewie's character, but rather establishes a more nuanced relationship between mother and son. This premiere successfully demonstrates the show's willingness to evolve its character relationships while maintaining the essential dynamics that make them compelling. The voice acting particularly shines as both Seth MacFarlane and Alex Borstein navigate this significant shift in their characters' fundamental relationship.
What the hell?
Episode 2, Mother Tucker. Peter's mother Thelma's romance with news anchor Tom Tucker creates family complications, while Brian and Stewie launch their own underground radio show, Dingo and the Baby. The episode expertly balances two distinct storylines that explore different aspects of media and family relationship. Thelma's relationship with Tucker provides opportunities for both romantic comedy and examination of late-life dating, while also creating tension between Peter's protective son instincts and his mother's independence. The radio show's subplot allows Brian and Stewie to showcase their creative partnership while satirizing shock radio and broadcast standards. Their increasingly outrageous content tests the boundaries of taste while revealing both characters' desires for recognition and creative expression. The animation creates detailed radio station environments that feel authentic while providing visual comedy through the contrast between the professional setting and the host's unconventional appearance. Peter's interference in his mother's relationship reveals his own discomfort with her sexuality and independence, creating realistic family tension many viewers can relate to. The episode's exploration of generational differences in romantic expression provides both comedy and genuine insight into family dynamics. Tom Tucker's characterization gains depth as his relationship with Thelma reveals vulnerabilities beneath his professional news anchor persona. The resolution of both storylines emphasizes that family relationships require respect for individual autonomy while maintaining appropriate boundaries. Brian and Stewie's radio career provides opportunities for both media satire and character development as they learn about collaboration and creative responsibility. This episode successfully demonstrates how secondary characters can be developed while maintaining focus on core family relationships.
You're beautiful. I would go out with you if I wasn't already in a committed relationship.
Episode 3, Hell Comes to Quahog. Meg's new job at a superstore brings corporate competition to Quahog, resulting in Peter losing his job and the town losing electricity when local businesses fail. This episode serves as sharp commentary on big box retail culture and corporate impact on small communities. The superstore's arrival creates immediate economic disruption that affects every character differently, from job losses to convenient shopping options. Meg's rare moment of success becomes complicated when she realizes her employment contributes to her father's unemployment and community economic problems. The animation effectively contrasts the sterile corporate environment with Quahog's more personal local businesses, creating visual commentary on economic change. Peter's unemployment storyline avoids simple victimization by showing both his anger at corporate practices and his own limitations as an employee seeking new opportunities. The episode explores how economic changes affect families and communities while maintaining humor through individual character reactions and community conflict. The power outage provides opportunities for both physical comedy and examination of modern dependence on electricity and technology. Brian and Stewie's reactions to the crisis reveal their different perspectives on progress versus tradition, with Brian supporting corporate efficiency while Stewie appreciates the chaos. The community's response to economic crisis shows both cooperation and conflict as different groups have competing interests and solutions. Lois's attempts to mediate between family loyalty and practical considerations create realistic relationship tension. The resolution doesn't provide simple answers about corporate responsibility or economic change, but rather emphasizes that communities must balance progress with preservation of local character and economic opportunity. This episode successfully combines economic commentary with family drama while maintaining comedic entertainment value.
That was actually pretty funny.
Oh, God.
Ugh, that's called a head whisk.
Episode 4, Saving Private Brian. Stewie and Brian's accidental enlistment in the military leads to deployment in Iraq, providing opportunities for both war comedy and genuine commentary on military service and international conflict. The episode handles military themes with surprising respect while maintaining its satirical edge through the characters' fish-out-of-water experiences in boot camp and combat situations. Brian's intellectual pacifism clashes with military discipline, creating both comedy and character development as he confronts his own assumptions about service and sacrifice. Stewie's sophisticated vocabulary and advanced intelligence create surreal moments in military settings while also revealing his unexpected adaptability to regimented life. The animation creates detailed military environments that feel authentic while providing opportunities for both action sequences and quieter character moments. Meanwhile, Chris's subplot as the lead singer of a rock band provides domestic comedy while exploring teenage artistic expression and family support for creative endeavors. The episode avoids simple political statements about war while examining the personal costs and unexpected bonds that military service creates among very different people. Combat sequences balance action with character development as Brian and Stewie face real danger that tests their friendship and individual courage. The military training montages provide both physical comedy and genuine appreciation for the discipline and sacrifice required in military service. Other soldiers are given individual personalities that avoid stereotypical military characterizations while creating believable community among diverse recruits. The resolution emphasizes that service requires both individual sacrifice and mutual support, while suggesting that personal growth often comes through challenging experience. This episode demonstrates the show's ability to handle serious topics while maintaining its essential comedic voice and character relationship. Episode 5, Whistle While Your Wife Works. Peter's scheme to have Lois work at his office while he stays home creates role reversal comedy that explores gender expectations and workplace dynamic. The episode examines how traditional gender roles affect both partners when they're reversed, with Peter discovering the challenges of domestic management while Lois experiences office politics and professional recognition. Lois's success at Peter's job reveals capabilities that have been underutilized in her domestic role, creating both pride and insecurity for Peter as he struggles with traditional masculine identity expectations. The office environment provides opportunities for both workplace comedy and social commentary as Lois navigates professional relationships and corporate culture. Peter's domestic adventures showcase both his genuine love for his family and his complete lack of practical household management skills, creating physical comedy while also examining the invisible labor that maintains family life. The animation effectively contrasts workplace and domestic environments while creating visual comedy through Peter's domestic disasters and Lois's professional success. The episode avoids simple gender stereotypes by showing both characters struggling with unfamiliar responsibilities while discovering new aspects of their capabilities and limitations. Meanwhile, the children's reactions to their parents' role reversal provide additional comedy while showing how family changes affect everyone differently. Brian and Stewie's observations about the situation offer outside perspective while revealing their own assumptions about gender roles and family dynamic. The workplace colleagues are given distinct personalities that create believable professional relationships while also providing opportunities for both support and conflict. The resolution suggests that successful partnerships require appreciation for each other's contributions rather than rigid role adherence, while acknowledging that change requires adjustment and compromise from everyone involved. This episode successfully balances workplace and domestic comedy while exploring meaningful themes about partnership and individual fulfillment.
Sex turns straight people gay and turns gays into Mexicans. Everyone goes down a notch.
Episode 6. Prick up your ears. Lois becomes Quahog's new sex education teacher, leading to community controversy and family awkwardness as she attempts to provide comprehensive sexual education to local students. The episode tackles the contentious topic of sex education with both humor and genuine insight into community values, parental concerns, and educational responsibility. Lois's appointment creates immediate conflict with conservative parents who prefer abstinence-only education, while also creating personal discomfort for her own children, who must navigate having their mother as their sex teacher. The classroom scenes provide opportunities for both educational content and comedy as Lois attempts to balance age-appropriate information with comprehensive sexual health education. Community reaction to the curriculum reveals different perspectives on sexuality, parental authority, and educational responsibility that create genuine dramatic stakes beyond simple comedy. Peter's reaction to his wife's new role combines pride in her professional success with his own discomfort about public discussion of sexuality and family private matters. The episode explores how community conflicts affect family relationships while examining the challenges of providing factual information about controversial topics. Student reactions to sex education provide both comedy and realistic portrayal of adolescent attitudes towards sexuality and authority. The animation handles potentially sensitive subject matter tastefully while creating visual comedy through character reactions and educational demonstrations. Meanwhile, Brian and Stewie's subplot provides lighter entertainment while maintaining thematic connections to education and communication challenges. The school board meetings and community forums provide opportunities for political satire while examining how democratic processes handle controversial issues. The resolution doesn't resolve the underlying community conflict, but rather emphasizes that education requires ongoing community dialogue and compromise. This episode demonstrates the show's ability to handle controversial social topics while maintaining respect for different viewpoints and educational values.
Skin has the texture of a decorative autumn squash.
Episode 7, Chick Cancer, Stewie's obsession with a teenage singer parodies celebrity culture while exploring themes of parasocial relationships and childhood development. The episode satirizes both teen pop music and fan culture while maintaining understanding for the genuine emotions that celebrity relationships can create in young people. Stewie's sophisticated vocabulary creates humor when applied to typical teenage fan behavior, but the episode also acknowledges that his emotional needs are fundamentally similar to those of other children seeking connection and identity through media figures. The concert and fan event sequences provide opportunities for both music industry satire and crowd dynamics comedy, while creating authentic entertainment industry environment. Meanwhile, Peter's subplot about neighborhood rivalry with the Fonzie statue provides physical comedy while exploring community pride and petty territorial dispute. The episode explores how parasocial relationships can fulfill genuine emotional needs while also examining the commercial exploitation of these connections by entertainment industry. Stewie's attempts to meet his idol create both comedy and genuine tension as he confronts the difference between public persona and private individual. The animation creates detailed concert venues and fan environments that feel authentic while providing opportunities for both spectacle and intimate character moments. Other fans are given individual personalities that represent different aspects of fandom culture without reducing them to simple stereotypes or mockery. The resolution emphasizes that growing up involves learning to separate fantasy from reality while still appreciating the genuine inspiration that art and entertainment can provide. Brian's role in helping Stewie process his disappointment showcases their growing friendship while providing guidance that respects Stewie's intelligence. This episode successfully balances celebrity culture satire with genuine exploration of childhood emotional development and the role of media in identity formation.
Allison Janney.
Oh, good morning, honey.
Episode 8, Barely Legal. Meg's romantic obsession with Brian after he takes her to the prom creates uncomfortable comedy while the guys join the police force to help Joe with his workload. The episode handles potentially inappropriate relationships with both humor and clear moral boundaries while exploring themes of teenage romantic development and adult responsibility. Meg's crush on Brian reflects typical adolescent experience of developing feelings for older, seemingly sophisticated individuals who show them kindness and respect. Brian's discomfort with the situation demonstrates appropriate adult behavior while also creating comedy through his attempts to redirect Meg's feelings without hurting her confidence. The police subplot provides action comedy while developing the friendship between Peter, Joe, Quagmire, and Cleveland through shared professional challenges and community service. The animation creates both domestic tension through Meg's pursuit and professional environments through the police work, providing visual variety while maintaining story coherence. Meg's romantic strategies reflect both typical teenage determination and the particular challenges faced by someone who rarely receives positive attention or romantic interest. The episode explores how positive attention can be misinterpreted when someone lacks experience with genuine affection and respect from others. Police work provides opportunities for both law enforcement comedy and examination of community safety and civic responsibility. The other officers are given distinct personalities that create believable workplace relationships while providing both support and conflict for the main character's police adventure. Brian's eventual resolution of the situation requires both kindness and firm boundaries while helping Meg understand appropriate relationship expectations and her own worth. The resolution emphasizes that healthy relationships require mutual respect and appropriate age dynamics while acknowledging that rejection can be handled with kindness and understanding. This episode successfully navigates sensitive relationship territory while maintaining comedic entertainment and character development for both Meg and Brian. Episode 9, Road to Rupert. Brian and Stewie's journey to Aspen to retrieve Rupert after he's accidentally sold at a yard sale creates the third installment in the beloved Road to series. The episode combines travel adventure with character development as Brian attempts to make amends for his mistake while Stewie confronts separation from his most important possession. The road trip format allows for both physical comedy and intimate conversations that develop their friendship while exploring themes of attachment, responsibility, and personal growth. Aspen provides a luxurious setting that contrasts with the character's desperate mission, creating opportunities for both location comedy and fish-out-of-water situations. Meanwhile, Meg's role as Peter's driver after he loses his license provides domestic subplot that explores family responsibility and teenage independence. The animation creates detailed Colorado mountain environments that feel authentic while providing spectacular backdrops for both adventure and character moments. Brian's guilt about selling Rupert drives the plot while revealing his genuine care for Stewie despite their frequent conflicts and personality differences. The wealthy Aspen residents provide opportunities for both class commentary and obstacle creation as Brian and Stewie navigate unfamiliar social territory. Stewie's attachment to Rupert is treated with respect rather than mockery, acknowledging that comfort objects serve important emotional functions regardless of age or sophistication. The skiing and winter sports sequences provide action comedy while testing both characters' physical capabilities and determination to succeed in their mission. Peter's transportation problems create parallel comedy while exploring how family members depend on each other and adapt when circumstances change. The resolution reinforces the importance of friendship and mutual support while emphasizing that some mistakes can be corrected through persistence and genuine care. This episode successfully combines adventure elements with character development while maintaining the Road to series tradition of mixing comedy with meaningful relationship exploration.
May I have your name, please?
Robert Loggia.
Episode 10, Peter's Two Dads. Peter's discovery of his true biological father in Ireland after Francis's death creates opportunities for both heritage exploration and family drama. The episode handles questions of identity and belonging with both humor and genuine emotion as Peter grapples with revelations about his parentage and Irish ancestry. The journey to Ireland provides travel comedy while also exploring themes of cultural identity and the difference between biological and chosen family relationship. Brian's role as Peter's companion creates opportunities for both friendship and practical support as Peter navigates emotional territory and foreign environment. The animation creates detailed Irish landscapes and cultural settings that feel authentic while providing opportunities for both beautiful scenery and cultural comedy. Peter's biological father's characterization avoids simple Irish stereotypes while creating a complex character whose relationship with Peter develops gradually through shared experiences and mutual recognition. The episode explores how family secrets affect relationships while examining the difference between genetic connection and genuine emotional bonds built through shared experience. Irish culture is presented with both appreciation and humor while avoiding offensive stereotypes or overly romanticized portrayals of heritage and tradition. Meanwhile, the rest of the Griffin family's reaction to Peter's absence provides domestic comedy while showing how his identity exploration affects everyone who loves him. The pub and countryside sequences create opportunities for both social comedy and quieter character development as Peter learns about his biological father's life and personality. The resolution doesn't invalidate Peter's relationship with Francis while establishing new connections that enrich rather than replace his existing family relationship. Brian's observations about identity and belonging provide outside perspective while reinforcing themes about the complexity of family relationships and personal identity. This episode successfully balances heritage exploration with family drama while maintaining respect for both Irish culture and the emotional complexity of discovering unknown family connections.
You're a worse parent than Britney Spears.
Episode 11, The Tan Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Peter's transformation into a neighborhood bully, while Stewie faces a cancer scare from excessive tanning, creates parallel storylines about power, health, and personal responsibility. The episode explores how ordinary people can become oppressive when given power over others, while also examining teenage vanity and health consciousness. Peter's bullying behavior escalates gradually, showing how small acts of aggression can develop into systematic intimidation that affects entire community dynamics and social relationships. Stewie's tanning obsession reflects both his vanity and his desire to control his appearance, creating comedy while also addressing serious health concerns about skin cancer and body image. The animation creates both neighborhood environments for Peter's bullying activities and medical settings for Stewie's health scare, providing visual variety while maintaining story coherence. The episode satirizes both toxic masculinity and beauty culture while maintaining empathy for the insecurities and social pressures that drive problematic behavior. Peter's targets are given individual personalities that create genuine stakes for his bullying behavior rather than reducing them to simple victims or comedy props. The medical sequences handle cancer concerns with appropriate seriousness while maintaining hope and family support throughout Stewie's health crisis and recovery process. Meanwhile, the family's reaction to both crises reveals different coping mechanisms and support strategies while testing relationships under stress. The neighborhood's response to Peter's bullying shows both enabling behavior and resistance as different residents choose whether to confront or accommodate his aggression. Stewie's vanity is treated as understandable teenage behavior while also providing opportunities for education about health risks and self-acceptance. The resolution requires both Peter and Stewie to confront the consequences of their choices while emphasizing that personal change requires ongoing effort and community support. This episode successfully combines social commentary with health education while maintaining character development and comedic entertainment throughout both serious storylines.
This is the greatest show I've seen in years.
Episode 12, Airport 07. Quagmire's firing from his pilot job due to Peter's irresponsible behavior creates friendship conflict while also providing opportunities for both aviation comedy and examination of professional responsibility. The episode explores how personal relationships affect professional settings while examining questions of accountability and appropriate workplace behavior. Peter's actions that lead to Quagmire's firing reflect his typical thoughtlessness, but create genuine consequences that test their friendship and community relationships. The aviation industry setting provides opportunities for both technical comedy and workplace drama, as Quagmire attempts to rebuild his career while dealing with professional reputation damage. Meanwhile, Peter's attempts to make amends reveal both his genuine remorse and his tendency to create additional problems while trying to solve existing ones. The animation creates detailed airport and aircraft environments that feel authentic while providing opportunities for both action sequences and workplace comedy. Quagmire's characterization gains depth as his professional competence and personal pride are threatened by circumstances beyond his direct control, but related to his choice of friends. The episode explores how friendship obligations conflict with professional responsibilities while examining the importance of maintaining appropriate boundaries in different life contexts. Other pilots and aviation professionals provide realistic workplace community while creating both support and additional obstacles for Quagmire's career recovery. Peter's various schemes to help Quagmire demonstrate both loyalty and poor judgment while creating escalating complications that test everyone's patience and problem-solving ability. The resolution requires both personal accountability and community forgiveness while emphasizing that rebuilding trust requires consistent, responsible behavior over time. This episode successfully balances workplace comedy with friendship drama while exploring themes about responsibility, forgiveness, and the importance of maintaining professional standards regardless of personal relationship.
I see you got two eyes, but not much else. We can fix that.
Episode 13, Bill and Peter's Bogus Journey. Peter's friendship with Bill Clinton during the former president's visit to Quag creates political comedy while exploring themes of celebrity, power, and personal responsibility. The episode satirizes both political culture and celebrity worship while maintaining respect for democratic institutions and public service. Clinton's characterization avoids simple political caricature while creating opportunities for both political humor and examination of how power affects personal relationships. Peter's starstruck behavior reveals his fascination with authority and recognition while also showcasing his genuine enthusiasm for friendship regardless of social status differences. The animation creates both official political settings and informal friendship activities that provide visual variety while maintaining story coherence and political authenticity. authenticity. The episode explores how proximity to power affects ordinary people while examining the challenges faced by public figures attempting to maintain genuine personal relationships. Political satire remains balanced without taking partisan positions while still acknowledging the real differences in political philosophy and public policy approaches. Meanwhile, the family's reaction to Peter's political friendship reveals different attitudes toward authority, celebrity, and civic engagement. Secret Service and security details provide both comedy and realistic portrayal of the practical challenges involved in protecting public figures during informal activities. The episode's exploration of democratic values and civic responsibility provides educational content while maintaining entertainment value through character interaction and political humor. Clinton's eventual departure creates opportunities for both comedy and genuine reflection on the nature of temporary relationships and the responsibilities of citizenship. The resolution emphasizes that democracy requires both respect for public service and appropriate boundaries between personal relationships and political responsibility. This episode successfully combines political satire with character development while maintaining respect for democratic institutions and the complexity of political leadership.
Are you telling me I could be pooping and warm?
Exactly.
Episode 14, No Meals on Wheels. Joe's decision to undergo experimental leg transplant surgery creates both hope and complications as he temporarily regains the ability to walk. The episode handles disability and medical intervention with sensitivity while exploring themes of identity, adaptation, and the complexity of physical capability. Joe's excitement about walking again is balanced against the challenges of adapting to fundamental changes in his physical abilities and daily routine. The medical sequences provide both hope and realistic portrayal of rehabilitation challenges while avoiding simple miracle cure narratives that minimize the complexity of disability and recovery. Meanwhile, his relationship with Bonnie changes as they both adjust to his increased physical capabilities and independence. The animation effectively shows both Joe's joy at regaining mobility and the practical challenges of readjusting to life with different physical capabilities and limitations. The episode explores how disability affects identity while avoiding inspiration-porn narratives that reduce disabled people to motivational objects for others. Other disabled characters provide community perspective while representing different approaches to adaptation and self-advocacy within disabled communities. Medical professionals are portrayed realistically while providing both hope and honest assessment of surgical risks and recovery expectations. The experimental nature of the surgery creates genuine uncertainty about outcomes while providing opportunities for both hope and realistic concern about medical intervention. Joe's police work and community relationships change as his physical capabilities evolve, affecting both professional and personal interaction. The resolution doesn't provide simple answers about medical intervention, but rather emphasizes that identity encompasses more than physical capability while respecting individual choice about medical treatment. This episode successfully explores disability themes while maintaining respect for both disabled community perspectives and individual choice about medical intervention and personal adaptation. Episode 15, Boys Do Cry. The Griffin family's relocation to Texas after Stewie is suspected of demonic possession during a religious service creates culture clash comedy while exploring themes of religious tolerance and regional differences. The episode handles religious themes with both humor and respect, while examining how fear and misunderstanding can affect community relationships and individual freedom. Stewie's illness during communion creates panic that reveals both genuine religious concern and superstitious thinking among community members. The move to Texas provides opportunities for regional comedy while avoiding simple stereotypes about Southern culture and religious practice. The animation creates detailed Texas environments that feel authentic while providing opportunities for both beautiful landscapes and cultural humor. The family's adaptation to Texas life reveals different attitudes toward change, tradition, and cultural identity, while creating both conflict and unexpected appreciation for different ways of life. Religious communities in both locations are portrayed with complexity that acknowledges both positive and negative aspects of religious belief and community organization. The episode explores how religious fear can override rational thinking while also showing how genuine faith can provide comfort and community support. Stewie's recovery and the revelation that his illness was medical rather than supernatural provide resolution while also examining how quickly fear can spread and how difficult it can be to restore community confidence. Local Texas residents are given individual personalities that go beyond regional stereotypes while creating believable community relationships and cultural exchanges. The resolution emphasizes that understanding requires communication and that communities benefit from diversity of thought and experience, while respecting different cultural and religious traditions. This episode successfully balances religious satire with cultural exploration while maintaining respect for both faith communities and regional differences.
Oh, Barney, I'm never gonna meet the right girl and get married.
Episode 16, No Chris Left Behind. Chris's expulsion from public school due to low standardized test scores leads to enrollment in an expensive private school that strains the family's finances. The episode provides sharp commentary on educational inequality and standardized testing while exploring themes of academic pressure and family sacrifice. The private school setting creates opportunities for both class comedy and examination of educational privilege and resource allocation. Chris's academic struggles are portrayed with empathy while avoiding simple characterization of intelligence and academic ability. The financial strain of private school tuition affects the entire family, creating realistic economic pressure that tests family priorities and resource management. The animation creates detailed educational environments that contrast public and private school resources while providing visual commentary on educational inequality. Other private school students and families provide opportunities for both class conflict and unexpected friendship as Chris navigates unfamiliar social territory. The episode explores how economic status affects educational opportunity while examining the pressure placed on families to provide educational advantages for their children. Academic competition and pressure at the private school create both comedy and genuine stress as Chris attempts to meet higher expectations with limited preparation. Teachers and administrators in both educational settings are portrayed with complexity that acknowledges both systemic limitations and individual dedication to student success. The family's financial struggles create opportunities for both comedy and examination of economic priorities while testing relationships under financial stress. The resolution doesn't provide simple solutions to educational inequality, but rather emphasizes that student success requires both individual effort and systemic support. This episode successfully combines educational commentary with family drama while exploring themes about opportunity, privilege, and the importance of supporting student success regardless of economic circumstance. Episode 17, It Takes a Village Idiot, and I Married One. Lois's election as Quahog's mayor leads to political corruption as power gradually transforms her character and priorities. The episode provides cynical commentary on political corruption while exploring how good intentions can be compromised by the practical challenges of governance and political pressure. Lois's initial idealism about public service creates genuine hope while also setting up her eventual moral compromises that disappoint both her family and community supporters. The political campaign and governance sequences provide opportunities for both electoral comedy and realistic portrayal of local politics and community organizing. The animation creates detailed government and political settings that feel authentic, while providing visual commentary on political power and bureaucratic processes. Lois's transformation from reformer to corrupt politician happens gradually, showing how small compromises can accumulate into fundamental character changes that affect both personal and public relationships. Opposition politicians and special interest groups provide both obstacles and temptations that test Lois's resolve, while creating realistic political conflict and compromise. The family's reaction to Lois's political career reveals different attitudes toward public service, power, and moral responsibility while creating domestic tension. Campaign supporters and community members provide realistic political community while representing different perspectives on governance and political responsibility. The episode explores how political power affects personal relationships while examining the challenges of maintaining integrity within systems that reward compromise and accommodation. Peter's attempts to support Lois's career while maintaining family stability create both comedy and genuine relationship tension as political and personal life conflicts. The resolution suggests that political corruption is often gradual and rationalized rather than sudden and dramatic, while emphasizing that democracy requires ongoing vigilance and citizen engagement. This episode successfully combines political satire with character development while exploring themes about power, corruption, and the challenges of ethical governance. Episode 18, Meet the Quagmires. The season finale brings time travel as Peter's alternate timeline creates a world where he never married Lois, exploring themes of choice, fate, and the impact of individual decisions. The episode uses science fiction elements to examine how different choices create different outcomes while maintaining both comedy and genuine emotional stakes. Peter's discovery of an alternate life without Lois reveals both opportunities he missed and the value of his actual family relationships and personal growth. The time travel mechanics provide both comedy and dramatic tension as Peter navigates familiar environments with different social relationships and personal history. Meanwhile, Quagmire's marriage to Lois in the alternate timeline creates conflict while exploring how different personality combinations affect relationship dynamics and family formation. The animation creates alternate versions of familiar settings and characters that feel both recognizable and distinctly different, providing visual representation of how choices affect outcomes. Brian and Stewie's roles in the time travel plot showcase their friendship while providing both technical exposition and emotional grounding for the science fiction elements. The alternate versions of family and community members provide opportunities for both comedy and reflection on character development and relationship formation. The episode explores determinism versus free will while examining how individual choices affect not only personal outcomes but community relationships and social development. Peter's attempts to restore his original timeline create both comedy and genuine tension as he confronts the consequences of changing fundamental life decisions. The resolution reaffirms the value of Peter's actual family relationships while acknowledging that alternative choices might have led to different, but not necessarily better outcomes. This finale successfully combines science fiction elements with family drama while exploring philosophical themes about choice, fate, and the importance of appreciating existing relationships and opportunities. Conclusion: Family Guy's 5th season proved that lightning could indeed strike twice. These 18 episodes didn't just maintain the momentum of the show's miraculous comeback, they elevated it to new creative heights. From Stewie's emotional evolution to time-traveling finales, from political corruption to military adventures, Season 5 demonstrated that resurrection had given the show something even more valuable than a second chance: creative fearlessness. This wasn't just about staying on the air anymore, this was about proving that some stories are too important to stay buried. Season 5 showed us that when creativity meets determination, the impossible becomes inevitable. If this journey through television's most successful creative renaissance inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about shows that refuse to accept defeat. Which Season 5 moment proved to you that Family Guy was truly back for good? Let me know in the comments below.